Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Oh my gosh. I am way too bright there. Okay, we ain't trying to be that dark. Anyway, this is Jonas Brasco. This is Up the Fulham. The game has kicked off. And believe me, I really do hope that this score stays where it is, what I thought it was going to be. Um, I apologize for the and wow, Everton tried to get going very very early. But we have 7 viewers already in the chat. That is a first. Welcome, welcome. But can't get that excited right now because Everton has a throw in. Most people who don't know, my name is Jonas Brasco. This is Up the Fulham. We already know. I mean, I like the aggressiveness of Everton. We have a little. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I have. I know why I have the bench up, but let's get that Everton lineup up and ready to go. Yeah, we're Alexa will be, but the thing that everyone's paying attention to is the bench as Rodrigo Muniz is back, and we get to see what about Bob. Well, we'll see what about Bob if Bob comes in. And just so we don't, just for a lot of people, let's just take a look at that bench. Probably the one thing that's most interesting is there is no Tom Carney in the lineup. So hopefully, if he suffered a knock in the game against Manchester United, hopefully he'll be back for the next one. Of course, for Fulham, the next game they have is that cup tie against Stoke City at the Stadium of Shite. But in the meantime, Fulham, Raul pushed in the back. Yeah, that's a. Oh, oh, they're saying no foul. There's no foul. Oh, okay, I see. There's no foul because there was an offsides. Stuart Atwell is the ref for this game. We know there's plenty of stuff to watch out there right now. I know the Olympics are going on in Milan, and instead you're spending your time with me. So I thank you for all that. And one thing they're talking about is Muniz's hamstring surgery. The sad thing is when he actually injured or aggravated it was in the 2-0 game against Fulham early enough. Okay, apparently Carney felt something in his calf. All right, that's good. That's good to know. I remember with Silver. Oh, prior to the game, yes, because when I saw Silva's interview yesterday, he was just like, with the exception of with the exception of Sasha Lukic, everybody was going to be available. So thank you for clarifying that. I know on Everton's side, of course, Jack Grealish is out. And of course, Jimenez with a bump on Gouye. Actually, I don't know if I would even call that a foul. It looked like he honestly just fell back. But it is nice to see Chukwueze. Oh, sorry. Let's get that regular lineup back up. Smith Rowe gets a start. Sessignon, I think Sessignon is probably the biggest surprise right now. Everyone else I was pretty much expecting. But I'm kind of glad that he gets it, and even though we're happy that Kevin got his first goal, I'm actually okay with him being a sub. Speaking of Man U gets the 2-0 win over Spurs earlier today. I'm gonna put that back up there because that's an interesting storyline so far. I will admit one thing I do like about Stuart Atwell, if nothing else, he knows how to get out of the way. Like as far as a ref that gets in the way of play, he's pretty good about staying out of the way. So I'm not expecting any errant passes to the ref so far. But Armstrong just pretty open. He couldn't really find anyone else around him, and it just goes straight to Leno. But one thing Fulham isn't. I'm happy right now. First 5 minutes, they've gone through pretty unscathed. No shots on goal for either team. No corners. No real fouls. I say real fouls because with Raul, that I'm not really getting there. But yeah, that was some Keystone Cop stuff with Chukwueze and Raul in the center. But Everton, despite their goals, which is one of the fewest in the league at 26, they still and yeah, that's a foul. That's a foul, Chukwueze. They're gonna get a free kick on that left side. And this is something that Fulham has struggled with, and the Man U game didn't help things. Set pieces. Fulham is not a tall team. In fact, their tallest player is not even on the bench. Issa Diop. But watch that right corner, and Leno has to slap it out. That is going to be considered a shot on goal, and it's going to be a corner. Like I was, it had a little bit of a dip to it. Cuenca was doing a good job marking, and it just will be a corner. Same side, going for the back, and almost that should have. It's off the woodwork. Ooh, that was scary. There's a flag, but wow, that was scary. That was off the post. That should have again set piece. I said watch that right corner. That's exactly where they went. And if it wasn't for the pack that was the post and they were offside, that easily should have been. Yeah, that was O'Brien. Got to it. Yeah, Jake O'Brien, because I think he was actually onside. O'Brien was onside. It was just what happened afterwards. Very early. No, there's no early questions. This is what we. If you're a Fulham fan, you know this. You watch those first 10 minutes, and a yes, Dewsbury Hall definitely with a foul there on Sanderberg. He was nowhere near the ball, and I don't care what they say about the commentators. I'm not sure if that one was a foul. That was a foul. He was nowhere near the ball. He was nowhere near the ball. That was a foul. And for all Everton fans, welcome. We thank you for stopping in. This is Jonas Brasco with Up the Fulham. As far as I know, I'm the only live watch along streamer specifically for Fulham Football Club. I know there are a lot of people who do stream Fulham games. They're usually either opponents or neutrals. But right now, into the box, Smith Rowe, nothing he can really do. He has to go back out. Chukwueze, says, and this is the thing, they got to stop just trying to work that left hand side. And Jordan Pickford has to knock it out, and Fulham's going to have a corner. Yeah, Dewsbury Hill he's on the ground. Sessegnon gets the ball, and Fulham, they didn't have to stop, just go with the play, run with it. Harry Wilson is our corner taker. Straight in. Iwobi finds it inside. And it's out for a corner. I think that was Anderson who had got the head on that. Sessegnon, it bounces. Pickford actually gets to it, and then Anderson. So another one. It's going to be on the other side. It's going to be from the left hand side for the corner. Makes it a short corner. Chukwueze gets it out to not quite. Sorry. Chukwueze finds nobody, and Everton deals with the danger. And Alex Iwobi does a great job defensively. And we're not going to spend our time. And yeah, there's a foul. There was no doubt about that. That's a foul, no card. Smith Rowe. I mean, Smith Rowe's trying to make the turn. Yeah, Michael Lenko with the foul. I mean, they're saying it could have been a card. I wasn't gonna. I mean, did it impede play? Yes. Did it seem like it was going to? Was Smith Rowe gonna score immediately afterwards? Iwobi Wilson tried to get it in. Nothing going. There's games. Yeah, there was a whistle that already gone off. And again, Everton is a good defensive team. Even though they may have only scored 26 goals, they've only given up 27. In the meantime, there are four of the games that are happening right now, and the scores are as follows. Bournemouth, Aston Villa, no score. Arsenal, Sunderland, no score. West Ham 1-0 over Burnley. They definitely could use that one. Chelsea 1-0 over Wolves. They cannot use that one. Of course, I think David Moyes has a touchline ban, so you can see him up in the booth. Nah, yeah, they're saying lost it late, very, very late. And even though I haven't had a chance to say anything, as always, no spoilers, please, in the chat. We are a few seconds behind, and I will make a quick adjustment to that. Please stand by. So if you want to sync, we're a little bit closer now. About wow, we got 20 viewers. Well, 17. Thank you. Harry Wilson has this one to Iwobi. Back to Wilson. Can Fulham actually work something from the right side of the pitch? That's been something that has really been lacking. Nice spin inside. Smith Rowe trying to Sessegnon with the pass, but it's easily dealt with by Everton. Fulham trying to reset. Out to Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson's on that right side. Trying to get it back to Chukwueze. Chukwueze tried to get Mikalenko. Just Mikalenko deals with it. And I apologize for anyone who's watching for Everton. I may mess up these names, but as the game goes on, I will get better at it. Sessegnon, it was good. It was a good pass, but better defending. And Silva himself needs to try to avoid a touchline ban. He got a yellow card in the game against Manchester United last week. Fulham now trying to have some offense. Sessegnon running on that left hand side. If you see Sessegnon, you don't see Anthony Robinson. Anthony Robinson's on the bench. Castagna. Tr- Fulham, unfortunately, they've lost two out of their last three. The win against Bright. Oh, in advantage. Awobi in the box. Can't get to it. Sessegnon. Jimenez. There's no flags. There are no flags. There are no flags. I have music now. I mean, I'm thankful that they actually went into the box. There was people who they followed up the shot in the box, and I'm glad. And when you do that more often, you're going to get to score. I mean, great into Iwobi. Sessegnon finds Jimenez, and okay. And it sucks because Jimenez is not going to get credit for this. It's been a few games since we've seen it, but yeah, it's going to be an own goal. But Mikalenko, but nicely done. Mikalenko gets the score. It's going to be who scored? It's an own goal. Mikalenko. 1-0 Fulham. It's been a while since we've seen an own goal in favor of Fulham. But now on the break, into the box, Chukwueze, and it's wide. It's wide. And I think it's wide, but I think Pickford had to get a hand on it. Yeah, I think Pickford got to it. Yeah, Pickford block. That's a save by Pickford. It's a good save by Pickford. And it's the corner. Nothing is happening there. And it's going to be a goal kick. And since people have asked, that is the story so far. And Gueye gets a yellow for Everton's. That may be something we have to keep focus on later. But that is the story so far. Oh, it's a little bit of unlucky there. Chukwueze finds Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe sends it back out, and Fulham's going to reset. And Sessegnon's trying to keep it in, but it doesn't. It's going to be a throw in for Everton. And okay, and I'm looking at what the card was. He does go for the. I mean, he's going for the ball. I'm not foul, maybe, but I don't know if that should have been a yellow card for Everton. In fact, Fulham's not keeping position. Wilson gets it to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe cannot really deal with the ball. There's no foul in the box. Everton gets back possession, and they're just scrambling to hold on to the ball just for a little bit. Hey, how's it doing? We got 20 viewers in here right now. I want to thank you for that. Once again, this is Jonas Brasco for Up the Fulham. You guys could be watching anything else, including the Olympics, but you're here, so thank you. But if anyone has been watching the news in the United States, you also know it's cold. It is pretty cold right now. But even though it was a very unlucky own goal for Everton, Fulham had been being more aggressive within the first 20 minutes. And needless to say, it's not like they didn't deserve it. But Everton had a really good chance early in the game. what what's happened right now? Basically, Everton had a really good chance very early in the game. A header went off the post by Milenko, but then on the other end, Fulham was able to get the ball in the box. Jimenez had a shot. It went off Milenko, and it became an own goal. So that's currently where we're at with 1-0. That happened in about the 18th minute. But in the meantime, Everton has a free kick. Dewsbury Hall kicks it, but it's right to Leno. Jimenez on the break. Sessegnon tried to get into the box, and it's going to be a corner for Fulham. And it's also raining, but it's London in the rain. What do you expect? I think sometimes it's hard to see on the screen, but they're just now zooming in, and that's when I first noticed it. He says, "Sorry, I was watching. I was watching cricket. Hey, it's all good." Gary Wilson, Anderson, O'Brien. Anderson still maintaining possession, trying to find something. Jimenez is able to keep it in. Sanderberg, he does not shoot, but I'm not going to complain on that one. Harry Wilson How good is Fulham at set pieces? It not. If unless that ball is going to Jimenez and it's Harry Wilson doing the set pieces, it's kind of it's wonky. It's wonky at best. It is very Fulham at set pieces is very wonky at best. They're better off if not going for the goal, it's short corners. I mean short. Oh, Smith Rowe had a great off the top post. I think Pickford had it covered, but still the crowd's enjoying it. And Anderson kicks it out. Yeah, Smith Rowe, great shot towards the corner. Pickford was no, it gets past Pickford. It just is unlucky getting off the top. But I think Pickford also saw it sailing and he put his hands down. But the other thing with Fulham and set pieces is they don't necessarily get a lot of them. But unfortunately, this is only the second Everton game I've watched this season. Obviously, the first one was the Everton, the 2-0 at the Hill Dickinson or Everton Stadium. Which that was the first time seeing a Fulham game. Not actually at the stadium, but watching one and seeing the stadium. Stadium is really nice. I prefer Goodison Park. Um, if it was still there, I would have the Ted Lasso joke behind here. As Anderson had as Anderson had a shot. Anderson had a header, but it wasn't. It sailed. No, right now if you had to talk shots, it's really been Jimenez again with that header. Emil Smith Rowe off the top of the woodwork. Awobi. Harry Wilson curves, finds Sessignon. Sessignon outside into the box. Jimenez kind of gets to it late. Sessignon tries to get into the box. It goes off of trying to see because they zoomed out. I don't know if that was Michael Keane, but Fulham just slowing it down, keeping possession. We're in the 29th minute. Awobi finds Chukwueze. Chukwueze, it's not really helped with well. Everton has a chance on the break. It's Barry. Anderson keeps the defensive front, but they do give up the corner. And yeah, it's I see. So there's Anderson was forced Barry a little bit out, but still gave up the corner. Not that bad. Everton with the corner. Leno gets it out, but shot back and it just goes. It was Dewsbury Hall. It was a good strike, just not on frame at all. Of course, David Moyes serving a touchline ban. Pardon. Go Everton. Thank you for hopping in. I'm glad there are Everton fans here. And I will also say thanks again for people observing the no spoiler rules. But Smith Rowe gets it to Jimenez. Jimenez shoots, but drags it left. He dragged it left. The goal was open. It was good pressure. Smith Rowe finds Jimenez with the turn and just drags it. The sad thing is, he he was going back and then he dragged it left. If he just would have actually kicked it at two Everton defenders, it literally would have been a second own goal. Yeah, they're even saying this. Fulham 49% attacking that left hand side, 21% right hand side. That's one like if Fulham wants to be a complete team, they have to find a way to put some pressure and make Everton or any other team worried about them actually being a threat on that right hand side. Someone asked earlier how Fulham is at set pieces. I'll give you a simple thing. They cannot score set pieces from the right hand side. It's either going to be from the center or from the left side of the pitch. Creating plays from the right hand side has been Fulham's biggest weakness outside of going into the box and following up shots. Right now, the cottage is pretty quiet, so yeah, we will definitely let an Everton chant happen right now. Chelsea still up on Wolves 1-0. No, they're saying how unfortunate with Pickford, but no, Pickford as always has been solid in net. Like you can't really blame the the goal. Just Malenko, sorry, Mikolenko, just unfortunate. But Everton, for the most part, they've slowed it down. They've gotten themselves a corner. Like they're finding their way in. The Dye into the box. Mm. Harrison Armstrong had a chance. It's yeah, it's a great ball into the box. He backs up and then shoots, and I think that's what made him unfortunately get a little too much on the ball. It just was not a great first touch. He was going for that left corner, just a little too much on it. Everton, however, as again, they've had more possession in the last 5 minutes, trying to find Barry in the middle, goes a little too far. Leno deals with it, and Fulham regains possession. And we're not even going to talk about the commentators too much, but we know that they're going to be going for. I won't say they'll be going for Everton, but you're going to hear a lot of the talk towards Everton. But Fulham, again, they have not beat Everton at home since 2019. In fact, let me check one thing real quick. And the last one at home, it was actually Jimenez scored in the 17th minute. Almost happened again. This almost same thing almost happened. Mikolenko scored in the third minute of stoppage time in the first half. Keane scored in the 70th and Beto scored in the 73rd. This was back in May of 2025, and that was a 3-1 win. Everton's going to throw this. It's going to have to throw. Yeah, they're going to say, yeah. And they confirmed that it is an own goal. Everton into the box. Tried to get the Najai tried to get to it. Fulham still trying to figure out what to do. But Smith Rowe tries to get possession. There is no foul. And just to reset, they send it back to Pickford. Villa gets on the board against Bournemouth. It's 1-0 there. West Ham has doubled it up on Burnley. And Kawenka had to head it out for a corner. And once again, Everton has definitely been the more aggressive team in these last, I'd say at least since maybe the 28th, 30th minute, around that time. Okay, I was about to have to hit the VAR button, but it's just a mic issue for Atwell. In the meantime, it's going to be a corner for Everton. Nice corner, back corner. Fulham deals with it easily, but it's going to go back out for James Gardner. Gardner now kicks it back. Everton. Smith Rowe trying to get defense. Jimenez playing that, but he slides into the box for Everton. Still nothing happening, but Everton still maintaining possession. Goes back to that left side with James Gardner. Armstrong sends it. Fulham pushing them back. Tarowski had to send it back. Harry Wilson. There's a whistle. And it's going to be a free kick. Looks like there was a foul on Castagna. I'm not quite sure what happened. They're going to show it again. Okay, it's a late challenge. It's a late challenge for Castagna. Still, it's going to be a free kick. There's Gardner, Dewsbury Hall over it. Now, if the question is how Fulham is on defending set pieces, that's another story. They can defend set pieces, but usually it's because there's a foul in the box. Dewsbury Hall, nicely done. Jimenez finds Emil Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe, there is a foul. It's gonna be a Fulham free kick. But once again, this is not don't expect a goal from here. But yeah, Smith Rowe tries to get away. Gardner impeded him, but not not a hard foul by any means. Free kick from the left side. Kicks it back to Sanderberger. Now Kalinka finds Smith Rowe. Ugh. Tried to find Chukwueze, but it goes out. So it's going to be an Everton throw. We're at the 40th minute with not a lot of fouls, no VAR, and no substitutions. This first half has cruised by. Smith Rowe trying to get it up. Chukwueze throws it into the box. He sees Jimenez. Harry Wilson swings it, and it just goes high. Mm. It would have been a it would have been a great 2-0, but yeah, it's too high off the volley. Couldn't make it happen. Meantime, swing. This game, I mean, Everton has still had the more possession of the ball as of late. Definitely on their side. Definitely more on Fulham's side. And once again, they look like they work the left side just as much as Fulham. But I have seen like they have tried some creativity from the right side. But yeah, I can even see just now the majority of that offense coming from the left side. Najai. It's just had to like send it back. Everton is just, going to take their time, kind of collect themselves. Nice slide into the box. Barry was in the center. That should have been 1-1. But they haven't gotten it out yet. Shot. Dewsbury Hall. Oh, no, that wasn't Dewsbury Hall. Yes, yes, the commentators, I agree. Barry should have had that. The marking by Cuenca is fine. And then Dewsbury Hall just, yeah, no, Barry, it actually goes over. I think he nicked it and did have an opportunity, but he hit it with his, I think he hit it with his shin and it just bounced over him. And no, they're saying there's not much, but it does not mean that Everton isn't. Everton has definitely been the more aggressive team, and it's going to be a foul. It looks like the foul is on Ghana. But no, this game is no 1-0 is fair. I mean, like, again, this was one of those games where it's midweek, it's mid-table. They're both here because they don't score a lot of goals. They score goals, but not a lot of goals. So the fact that we're talking a 1-0 game with an own goal being the only difference between these sides is no surprise. Yeah, definitely up the Fulham, but it's again, it has something special is going to have to happen from either of these teams. I'm guessing for to see a second goal in this game. And yes, we know Smith Rowe in the box, nice save by Pickford, and now we have a corner from Fulham. And it's just Smith Rowe had it. It's like and literally shoots it first time, but Pickford had him marked. I think it was just maybe the pass was a little too late from Chukwueze, but there's a reason Jordan Pickford is the starter for England. It's back. Chukwueze gonna shoot, and it hit the bar. I want to say that actually hit the bar, but that was a Great effort by Chukwueze. He gets it off of there. Good shot, and yeah, that goes off. That goes off the bar. That's unlucky. That's unlucky. It doesn't dip. It's going straight up. And no surprise here. It's only a man of stoppage again. One with one goal, really no real fouls, one card. I mean, no substitutions. There really has not been a lot of stoppage in play. I almost think a minute is honestly too was generous. Found on Awobi, it looks like something has happened to his wrist. Yeah, it's again, free minute. It's gonna be a free kick for Fulham. It's gonna be swung back towards Jimenez. Jimenez heads it into the box. Was going for Harry Wilson. Castagna finds and yeah, there's definitely a whistle there. Castagna was trying to find Harry Wilson into the box, but easily intercepted. Whistle goes off. And just like that, nothing much to report. It is 1-0. And again, this is how Fulham, despite everything, their games are low scoring. One of the things I've always wished and hoped for when a Fulham game, how to win, first thing is score more than 2 goals. 2 goals, you have a shot to win. 3 goals, you probably will win. That's just that's just how these games have gone. I mean, if it wasn't for that own goal, do I think Fulham would still be in the lead? They definitely had a chance. Could I see this being a 1-1 game at half? Yes, Everton has had a couple of chances, but Leno has not nearly had to work as hard as Pickford. Some other games getting close to the half because Fulham's game is the only one at the half. Chelsea has put 3. And I will say this, if you have Cole Palmer in your fantasy, you are happy. He already has a hat trick. 1 goal in the 13th and two from the penalty spot. Aston Villa, Bournemouth is at halftime. It's 1-0 there. Arsenal, Sunderland, they're getting close to half. It's 1-0 there. West Ham still 2-0 up on Burnley. And of course, Wolves, Chelsea. This is not gonna. Oof. Let's just say that's ugly right now on the table. As things stand, Chelsea is still in fifth because of Man U's win. Fulham would be up to seventh, and Everton would be at 10th. Now, granted, that can all change if because Sunderland is maintained. If there is a draw happening in this game, then Sunderland would go up because Fulham's goal differential is currently at 0. Bournemouth would drop down to 12th. Wolves, we got ugh, Wolves. We may be starting to talk magic numbers, and that's horrible to say, but we may be starting to talk magic numbers for Wolves. And I think the earliest you can be relegated is March. Historically, I think March is the earliest you can get relegated. But I'm going to step away for a quick moment, but we are going to bring up the stats because this is I think the stats, if nothing else, is telling. because I really do think that this game should probably be. hmm, I don't know. I again, I didn't have a winner in this. And any Everton people, if you think Everton can come back, where are they gonna come back? Who is on the bench? And I'll pull up the benches real quick. Like who on the bench from Everton is you are you going to, bring this game back? I'm expecting Beto to come in. I'm expecting George to come in. But is there anyone else in the chat for that's an Everton fan that you are seeing like this is who's going to bring us back? Because again, just like Fulham, Everton has struggled to score goals as well. But it's not like not like they haven't had chances because they've had two shots on target right now. And not just shots on target, corners. They've both been offsides. Like this is really, let's see. I mean, when I say these teams are pretty even and there's not much difference in them, I literally mean there really is not much difference in them. Yeah. 8 total shots, 2 shots on goal, 3 corners, 1 offsides. I mean, Everton is, for what it's worth, Everton should not, definitely cannot feel bad, and they definitely can find their way back into this game. It really is unlucky that they got the own goal, but yeah, this has not been a dominating performance by Fulham by any means, and I don't think anyone would say otherwise. So I want to definitely thank everyone for who's hanging out with me so far. This is Up the Fulham. We will be back in 8 minutes. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Second half has not started yet, but I did want to just come back a few minutes early to see how everyone is doing. I'm gonna leave that up. That's the tail of the tape. They're just right now just a bunch of commercials playing. The Clash, London Calling, is playing. Obviously, I can't play it for copyright reasons. All right, and here comes Everton. That did not go well. No substitutions have happened yet. All right, and we're just doing some select camera adjustments. We're keeping it very select. Second half about to kick off. All right. We're talking a little bit about the transfer window. Fulham's still going after Ricardo Pepi from PSV. I'm going to. And once again, it is cold. And we are going. Yes, they definitely should have more by now. But at the same time, it wouldn't be a Fulham game if it was easy. I don't think they've scored 2 goals in the first half since that 2-0 game against Tottenham. Let me check just to be sure, but I think that is the last time. And it seems the people are enjoying this. I want to thank you everyone for watching. We've had over 500 views so far for this one. In the meantime, it's going to be a throw in for Brian. Sorry, O'Brien. No changes at half for either team, so let's get back those main lineups. Good throw in by Everton. They were calling for Everton calling for a foul in the box. Did not happen. Lincoln's going to swing it. In the meantime, there's not too much happening so far. They're complaining about Najai really not being in the game, which if you're a Fulham fan, you are not worried about. Shot. King tried to get it to Barry, and that was a good start for Everton. Of course, if you're a Fulham fan, you know this. Watch those first 5 minutes of a half. But my but Michael, yeah, Michael Keane, I remember. And that 2-0 win back in November. Of course, with Jack Grealish not being here, Dewsbury Armstrong kicks it out, and it's gonna be a throw in for Fulham. We're gonna slightly adjust. There we go. Now my stream is fully synced to where I'm at. So if you are at this point, watching, because I am watching this on, I'm in North America, so I am watching this via NBC Peacock. Leno jumps, gets to it. I mean, if it, and it's sad because I think I have both of these. No, no, I don't have Pickford as my goalie in this one. Oof. All right, good, good. There's some Everton fans that have hope. They're calling 2-1 Everton. I'm glad you're optimistic. I asked at halftime, who's going to be the one who scores for Everton? Because right now, Barry has been marked pretty well by Koenka. Hopefully, I'm not knocking on wood by saying that. Mm. Castagna deals with it, but not able to get it out of their half. Everton still maintaining possession. They've pretty much maintained possession since the second half got started. Into the box, O'Brien tries to get it, and Najai barely gets back to it. Everton now resets, kicks it back into the box. O'Brien heads it towards the center, and it is dealt with by Sanderberg. I think Najai is probably going to be the if I'm thinking of substitution, that may be the first. Jimenez is able to make. Oh, I thought he kept it out for a corner, but it does not seem that way. It's gonna looks like Everton is gonna get a corner. And now Everton's gonna have a corner. Nice spin in, and it was wide. I'm trying to think who if Everton was able to get. Let's see. Was yeah? I did Barry. Yeah, Barry had a shot. It didn't go off his. If it was on the head, it probably would have gone on goal. But it was the shoulder, so it went to the right side. Leno feeds it back to Kalinka. If nothing else, the back line has said Smith Rowe was trying to pierce the middle, cannot do it, and so Michael Keane is forced to kick it out, and it's going to be a throw in for Fulham. Pickford just, was wondering, is definitely WTF, and in the end, I mean, it may have been. It seems like it was a safe decision. Sessignon tried to get to Smith Rowe, easily slid, and great defensive work by James Gardner as he cut out two passes, and there was a foul, and Everton's going to maintain possession. Chukwueze, no time for a stupid card. And I'm just making sure that I'm not muted. Arsenal still up on Sunderland 1-0. And yeah, they're 72% possession for Everton, while only 28 for Fulham. Fulham doesn't need to necessarily just be defensive, but yeah, this is definitely going to be. Oh, I won't say he touched it. Okay, they're trying. Okay, I see. They're saying Jimenez is being more aggressive because he knows Rodrigo Muniz is waiting on the bench, and Jimenez is not a bad defender. He's he's aggressive, but yeah, sometimes he does get a little outside. I mean, he's not a defender. He's decent, and I'd rather have him defending than a Kevin or a Kisei Asari. Some of the younger or the actually Josh King, I'm not as worried on defense. I just wish his head. I'm just hoping that he calms down because Kevin has gotten his first goal. Josh King has not. But Barry trying to kind of thinking he can walk it in. Fulham doing a great job. Just we're not going to let you get a free penalty. In the meantime, we're in the 55th minute. 10 minutes have gone by already. No change in the scores. Brentford Newcastle will be the 12:30 game after this. Wow, it is cool. Fulham just trying to maintain possession. Chukwueze. They really have not held the ball a lot in this second half. Definitely no shots on goal. And they're mentioning Tyreek George. I'm expecting him to come in. It's even though I know he was looking for a transfer. And yeah, definitely a foul as King just a push on Raul Jimenez. Smith Rowe being pressured by Armstrong. And no, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a sub. If things stay the way they are, I wouldn't be surprised if Silva brings in some fresh legs around the 60th minute. Because right now it really is a hard time keeping contention, but Jimenez is able to get the ball to Smith Rowe, and there is definitely a foul. And there's going to be a ticket on Gardner. And it was a tackle from behind. I mean, it's a he is going for the ball, but that's the thing. It's like once you miss it, you follow through. It's gonna be you're gonna get a yellow card every time, unless you're Fulham. Then you may not get that yellow card. Someone saying can see Muniz coming on for the last 20. I agree. I definitely agree. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a second goal that happens for Fulham. Definitely Muniz. If it will come on, I even think you maybe get Bob a shot if we are actually able to get three in the net. Sessegnon, we're getting working that Fulham trying to work that left side. Yet Smith Rowe finds Sessegnon. It's easily dealt with, and it goes out on Iwobi. And we're gonna check the Fulham bench real quick because I'm I'm thinking about who I do put in. I know who I'm taking out. It's Alex Iwobi. I'm taking out Alex Iwobi because there really hasn't been much with him, both either on an offensive or defensive side of the ball. But Barry maintains possession, finds Dewsbury Hall. Najai has it. Najai crossing the middle. No, nothing with the shooting. Gagne Mikalenko tries, but it goes out. Not quite goes out. Leno kept the ball in play. Fulham now with a break. Wilson a little late with that pass and is easily dealt with by Armstrong. Chukwueze is able to keep the ball in, and Fulham able to regain possession. Some slight applause from the crowd. There is some come on Fulham chants, as they are definitely much needed. Because Fulham definitely needs a second goal. Chukwueze working that left side, but easily dealt with by O'Brien. On the break, but easily dealt with. It's going to be a throw in for Everton. Over 700 views. Thank you. 42 watching at this time. And that's they're saying this that Everton has had 8 touches in Fulham's penalty area, while Fulham has had no touches in the Everton area this half. And again, this what got them the lead was getting into the box and following up and trying to follow up the shot. Fulham has not had a chance to do this. Everton again is a very solid defensive team. But we now have past the 60th minute into the 61st. I have not heard of anyone warming up on the bench. I don't think this really needs to be said, but I'm still going to ask this way. As always, be respectful. No spoilers in the chat, please. And they're talking, and the commentators are currently talking about Fulham's zone defense. Fulham is not a high press team. All the fun shots that you keep hearing about from Fulham, a lot of them are going to be outside the box. Chukwueze is able to save the ball, but gives it away. Armstrong, but it's intercepted. Sessegnon finds Harry Wilson. Wilson with room. Chukwueze into the box. Is it Mikalenko? They're trying to say it should be a corner. I don't think Jimenez got anything on that. Yeah, that's off of Mikalenko. That's a corner. Malenko has a great job, but no, it's a goal kick, and Everton is taking advantage of it. Dewsbury Hall trying to find Kawenka, deals with it, and gives up the corner for Everton. And outside of a goal, this has definitely been Everton's half. Corner goes over, and it's going to be a goal kick for Fulham. Bournemouth has tied it up 1-1 against Aston Villa. Arsenal still up 1-0 on Sunderland. West Ham still 2-0 up on Burnley. Wolves have gotten one back against Chelsea. Probably Everton into the box. Leno gets to it. And oh man. Idrissa was right there. It was right there, but and that's not good. Everton still is able to maintain possession. Fulham has not been able to get the ball into the Everton's tide, keep the ball, and even really get a shot, like a real good shot on goal. Like with Jimenez, that was probably the best opportunity and should have been a corner, but it's just been a goal kick. It was a goal kick awarded, and in the meantime, Everton has pretty much had possession since then. Jai dealt with Harry Wilson, great defensive, and Mikalenko. It is a foul, and that's gonna be a yellow. Mm. Mikalenko, it's a slide. It's a foul. I mean, it's definitely a foul. It's definitely a card, but for what it's worth, he does try his best to get to the ball. And of course, I was expecting Beto to come in. No, and Tyreek George. The two people I was expecting to come in, they are the ones coming in. Harry Wilson, so, and it's just kicked back, and there's nothing there. Fulham again, not really able to just get into the box, Everton's box at all, and Kuenka some head action going, but nothing spectacular. Smith Rowe tried to get to it. And what? Okay, they're gonna call Kuenka blocking Barry. And I don't even think Kuenka was looking at the ball at all. I think it was, yeah, it's no surprise. He just kind of stayed. He saw Barry coming. He's not looking at the ball at all. He's looking at Barry. I think if Kuenka just would have looked and dealt with the ball, that wouldn't have even been the case. But instead, he picks up a yellow card. Gardner. Mm. And there's still nothing happening. I think it's going to be And Kawenka is down now. Beto's gonna come in for Barry. And I think he ran. Okay, that sucks because I think he ran into. Um, I think he ran into Leno. And of course, I was expecting that we were going to see Tyreek Joe, and sure enough, that's what's going to happen. All right. Of course, Tyreek George came from Chelsea, and he's going to come in for Harrison Armstrong. We'll go ahead and make that switch. But in the meantime, Kawenka is still down. And that they're showing the replay. Oh no, not that. They're showing the goal. No, no, he would not have been. And right now, that is the tail of the tape. And those two substitutions have happened. Meantime, we're gonna. Kawenka is still down. It looks like okay, I can see where he looks like he got hit close to. I see Calvin Bassey getting ready, but it looks like he got hit near his right eye. Like it looks slightly. The little bit that they showed on camera, it looks like it's slightly swollen. But yeah, I believe it is definitely Calvin Bassey coming in for Cuenca. With the third place Calvin Bassey this return and that controversial game against Morocco, but they did get and unfortunately it was he had yellow card accumulation, so he could not be in that third place game against Egypt. And with the whistle, and it's good to just see Cuenca up and moving. That change will happen, but in the meantime, Ful- Fulham is playing with 10 men as Bassey was not allowed to come in. Sorry, well, sorry, Sunderland is the stadium of shite. I apologize about that. But Fulham having to play some defensive work with 10 men, cross into the box, dealt with by Fulham, but still not able to get it out of their side of the pitch. Arsenal is now doubled up Sunderland. It's 2-0 there. So technically, the substitution hasn't happened yet. So we're going to keep that blank for now. But Jimenez trying to maintain possession, holding the ball. You can see Dorowski literally just holding on, forcing. And we're wondering if Bassey's now going to get a chance to come in. The crowd is definitely letting them know. And I'm wondering if they're thinking Kawinka's going to be okay and they'd rather have him come back in. I don't know if that's a good move by any means, but right now Fulham is playing with 10 men. I mean, it really is. If Everton's going to score, this is definitely a good opportunity. I mean, because we're slowly. I mean, yes, there's going to be quite a bit of stoppage time, but we're slowly creeping towards the 75th minute. And we're seeing Rodrigo Muniz. We're seeing Kevin. And Jimenez. He's frustrated. He won't get the credit, but he won't get credit for the goal itself, but he's the one who made it happen. And Rodrigo Muniz. So Kevin and Muniz still. And still Fulham are still playing with 10 men. That's something that's I don't know how I feel about that, but just keep that in mind. Everton into the box. Of course. Why? Why wouldn't you just I can't even be, and that's the problem is I can't even be mad. I can't even be mad. Yes, they should have, and it's right there. They should have made their changes. That's okay. There's 10 men. There is 10 men on the field. You know, you literally had two come in, and you did not bring in Bassey. You did not bring in Bassey. There's literally just two people, and you're playing with 10 men. Come on. No, I'm not surprised. Yeah, Kawinka's okay. Kawinka is back on, so let's. And Sessignon, okay. No, not tame, just. Not tame, just not good. Yes, no attempts at goal, no. With as long as Kawinka was out, he should have just went ahead and just. gone back to Spain, enjoyed some, watch the Olympics. Okay, Kevin, Kevin taking on easily taking on two defenders. Not try to be special. No, that was old Kevin and gives up the ball. Was it illegal? Yeah. No, it was a legit goal. It's just Dewsbury Hall. I mean, the shot was fine. It's just you get tired of it. I guess is the best way I can say it. Yes, you guys start getting on the ball again, and just like that, you got yourself a corner for getting on the ball and and trying to freaking push the ball. And I assure you, I'm trying my best to keep this stream PG-13. I got young ones watching. I don't know about Everton to win, but definitely I can see a draw. Muniz tried to go with an overhead. Sessegnon's gonna get to it, but then kicks it out. And the thing is, Everton scores a second one. I don't know. We got some. We got that was definitely a twist. And I also said that I didn't see how this would go. I said anyone could win it if just. And I'm trying not to push too hard, but Fulham only has 4 draws on the season. Fulham really does not draw games, so a point here would really be a point lost. Kevin tried to get it to Sessegnon. Mm. For what it's worth, I'm okay. Beto into the box, but Leno came out, did what he had to do. But still, Everton has it. How long have I been a Fulham fan? I'd say probably 20. Oh, okay. George tried to make good on his Everton debut, but sails it over the crossbar. As far as being a serious Fulham fan, I would say it's been about 18 years. Um, I'm an American. It's mainly courtesy of Brian McBride. That is the reason. And they're saying Oscar Bob is getting ready, and everybody who's been looking at that side patch of Fulham, get ready to say hi, Bob. We'll see who's gonna come in. They could shot. It was a cross, and they're gonna say, "Would you reckon Fulham can still win it?" I don't know. Yeah, Leno does touch it. That should be a corner for Everton. Smith Rowe is coming off. Kenny Tete is coming on. And Castagna is. I think these are two good substitutions. We were curious about what Bob can do. Tete's coming in. No spoilers in the chat, please. Oh, I know what hit them. It hit them. It hit them once Kalenka hit his head. That's what happened. Someone asked earlier in the chat, how does Fulham do on set pieces? And it's like Leno punches it too. Yeah, it's an own goal. It's another own goal. Yeah, it's Leno. Leno punches it into his own freaking net. So they are checking. Please stand by. It's yeah. So thank you for waiting. The goal does stand. Just I'm not very few touches. No shots on goal. Let's start with that other part. No shots on goal. Kevin needs to find the right hand side, please. Bob, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. But again, there are people on the right side of the pitch. Harry Wilson is on the right side of the pitch. No draw. Wait, okay, I can go ahead and tell you, Fulham's either gonna win or lose this game. Fulham has 4 draws on the season. It was inside to Harry Wilson. Wilson could not get a good hold on it, but Iwobi, this is Fulham's longest possession. Muniz over the bar. No one thought they were going to cruise through the game. I'm No one thought Fulham was going to cruise through this game. If you're a Fulham fan, you know one goal is not enough. I literally say, how does Fulham win the game? Score 2 goals, score 3 goals. 3 goals, you will win the game. That's pretty much it. You score 3 goals, you will win the game. Yeah, and of course you see I'm going to be doing from here on out. I will probably be doing Marco Silva stuff right now, and I'll go ahead and say an own goal because I know Castagna got replaced. Kevin slide. That was O'Brien. O'Brien's going to get a ticket for that one. But come on, we can do better than this. And it's saying crack down the left hand side, which means if they're cracking down the left hand side, you move to the right hand side. I did not think Everton was actually going to win it. Well, everyone knows. Everyone who knows this, that's a Fulham fan. We are in Fulhamish time. Welcome. Should we expect? Okay, the ref is being a little anal on the position of the ball, but still, Wilson into the box. Wow, that okay. I don't know. That may have been. That probably should have been card. Well, not a card. That should have probably been. Again, no spoilers in the chat, please. I thought Muniz got clipped, but this is where we're at. Offsides. Waiting for the indicator board to go up. And it's going to be 7 minutes of stoppage time. Can Fulham get something back from this? And again, no. There's definitely going to be some what ifs. No matter what happens in this game. Ryan Sessegnon. Long throw. Not dealt with. Sanderberger gets it back to Sessegnon. Sessegnon trying his best. Knocked away by Everton. Sessegnon back to Sanderberger. Sanderberg kicking it to Kevin. Kevin working back to Iwobi. Iwobi is probably one of the ones who should have been subbed out. People want to draw. People want to win. People are hyped now. Again, we're at 70. We've had over 2,000 views on this. 2,100. Thank you, everyone. I would love a draw in this case. Sanderberg shoots and drags it. And this is. There's a reason I say for him not to have the ball. No Grealish, no problem. And no Moyes on the. And Moyes not even on the touchline. If Everton holds on, it is not. If Everton holds on, they deserve it. And yeah, as it stands, Everton will be seventh in the table. Fulham would drop to 10th. but it can actually be worse if Bournemouth actually gets one more on Villa. That game's at 1-1. And with this, the Everton fans have definitely taken over the chat. The Everton fans have definitely taken over the chat. So come on, Fulham. 3 minutes of stoppage is already gone. There's about 4 minutes left for Fulham to try to find an equalizer, or for Everton to get the nail in the coffin. It came off of Bob, and it's going to be... I'm trying. Didn't hear Everton fans the whole game. Now they speak. Hey, it's like any other sport. No matter where you're located, when once your opposing team once the other team wins, you're gonna find out real quick. I live in rural North Carolina, and I found out really quick last couple of weeks how many Patriot fans live in the same town I do. 95th minute, Muniz trying to get to it. There's a foul in the back. Thank you, Fulham, for messing my parlay. It was an offside. There's going to be one last substitution for Everton. Thanks for the respect. It's... Again, I'm not... For Everton fans, welcome. For Fulham fans, welcome. For neutrals, welcome. Long story short, Fulham struck early with an own goal. Dewsbury Hall with the only actual goals shot by an offensive player, and then Leno may have given the Toffees all 3 points with a punch into his own net. Now it's 96th minute. Who can find the net? Kevin maintains possession, or did maintain possession. He's going to have to be a little bit more aggressive because easily it's taken away. Iwobi finds Sanderberg. Sanderberg. And nothing. Maybe a last gasp. Sessegnon's gonna to Iwobi. To Tete. Tete cross into the box. Muniz towards the back. But nothing. Now we're at Anderson. Bob. It's a boot. And Pickford gets a yellow. Not that it matters. Pickford still kick. That whistle is probably going to happen any second now. Yes, Fulham has to get forward, but they're not going to get the chance. And that's all. And that is all, folks. Fulham. Oh, man. Definitely. Congratulations. It's Fulham didn't do anything in the second half. Nothing in the second half. Everton fully deserved it. Dewsbury Hall scores the only actual non-old goal in this entire game. And Leno. Bert Leno. Oh, man. Why? It just it's no less than what they deserved. I hate saying it, but it is no less than yeah, it's no less than what they deserved. Yeah, and Everton fans that were in the chat, outside of some people trying to sell spoilers, still thanks. You guys were fun to talk to. Definitely soak this up. They get the sweep. Fulham again hasn't beaten Everton since 2019 at home. And with that being the case, Fulham two straight two straight losses, 3 out of the last 4, and the midweek does not get any easier. Midweek does not get any easier as Wednesday it's Man City. And this one is going to be and it's going to be in Manchester. Oh man, I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who hopped in. Definitely fall out. Let's see some fun. Let's see some finals from the other games happening. Everton will get Bournemouth on the 10th. That okay? I definitely will be cheering you for that on that one. I will definitely be cheering for the Everton fans on that one. But a disappointing loss, but not expected. I'm there's going to be questions, and my question is why when Kowenka went down, what was wrong with putting Calvin Bassey in at that moment? Arsenal gets the finishes off Sunderland 3-0. West Ham does the job on Burnley 2-0. Bournemouth Villa does have the draw. United, of course, they did the thing 2-0. Leeds Forest 2-0. Chelsea Wolves have not gone final yet, but it's gonna be close and it's gonna be 3-1 Chelsea. And with that win, Everton gets up to 7th, 37 points. Fulham stays at 34 with a 2-goal differential with Manchester City, the next opponent. Everton ahead of Bournemouth, but that's the thing. Why I'm cheering for Everton in this case is because Fulham is tied on points, but just Bournemouth has a one slightly given up one more goal than we have. But it is at the 12. It has hit noon in my area. I have not. I mean, there's not much else I can say. Clear all this. Next match here will be Wednesday for Man City, and then of course the cup tie at Stoke, and then we're gonna end the month at the Stadium of Shite with Sunderland. So it's disappointing that Fulham's only home game of the month becomes a 2-1 loss, but hey, all we it can only go up from here. That's why we're here. Whether you are an Everton fan, whether you're a Fulham fan, whether you're neutral, hopefully you'll be back with me on Wednesday. Once again, this is Jonas Brasco signing off with Up the Fulham. Wherever you are, stay blessed and go Seahawks. I'm sorry, I'm a Raiders fan as well. I can't cheer for New England for anything. And for anyone watching the Olympic Village, we're hoping you enjoyed the game